Welcome, y'all. Today we are talking about why I have a pen name, and we're going to be talking about writing and dancing and a bunch of other stuff. Huge shout out to DJ Mav1 on SoundCloud for this mix. Funny enough, this is not the Mav1 I interviewed on my channel. That's B-Boy Mav1 from Detroit. This is DJ Mav1 from Winnipeg. But it's a dope mix, and I appreciate them putting this out for free, and I'm going to be talking over it. So yeah, huge shout out to any DJs out there, anyone in hip hop culture just doing anything. I appreciate y'all, and I love y'all. So, let's talk about writing, and let's talk about why I use the pen name Sandman Jones, and let's also talk about dancing, because these are all kind of mixed in together. So in a nutshell, I use a pen name because I am used to performing under a different name. I'm used to dancing under the name B-Boy Cast. If you're not familiar with the breaking community, everyone either goes by B-Boy or B-Girl. We actually don't have a gender-neutral term yet, but I just use breaker because it's nice and simple. But yeah, in between that, I, as a man, go by B-Boy, and my stage name for a while was Cast, like the thing you got on your wrist when you fuck it up. And that was because, actually, when I was a kid and when I just started breaking, and it was just a thing I did, not a thing that I felt passionate about, I broke my wrist at one point because I was an idiot, and it really taught me how much I actually love dancing, how important this is to me, and ever since then, it's just kind of become a huge part of my life. So with all that being said, why does that mean that I also write under the same name? Well, not the same name, but, you know, a pen name, a stage name. Why don't I just use my real name for this shit? For me, it's just, this is what feels natural. You know, because I'm used to going up, and when I'm on the floor, I'm not me. I am B-Boy Cast, or, well, now I'm B-Boy Sandman, because my crew leader convinced me that's what I should have been all along. But that's a whole different story that I might get into in a different video. Actually, you know what? We have time. Really quick, the reason I should be B-Boy Sandman is, you're not supposed to name yourself in the dancing community. Someone else is supposed to give you that name. See, there was no one to stop me from naming myself B-Boy Cast at the time, because I was just a kid and I started my own crew. I didn't really have any huge direction on what I was doing. So, yeah, I just went with the first name that I came up with, and then it wasn't until like 10 years later that the leader of my crew, Preach, was like, yo, you should be B-Boy Sandman instead. I'm like, yeah, you're right. So I think that's also another reason I chose this pen name, right? I kind of feel like I missed my opportunity to be known as B-Boy Sandman when I was doing a ton of battling in the Midwest, because I don't battle that much these days. So, you know, I kind of wanted to try that again, reclaim that, and go by Sandman, because my first name is Sander, so Sandman is just a very natural nickname that a lot of people have called me throughout my life. And normally I did not enjoy this nickname, actually, but I kind of grew out of that, and now I'm just like, oh shit, yeah, I should have been going by Sandman all along. So when I start up a writing career, and I have the opportunity to kind of reset on that note and rebrand, I'm just like, fuck it, I'm going by Sandman. Why would I not? I mean, this is especially due to the fact that I write about hip-hop mostly. My Afrofuturism book, The Funk City Chronicles, is about science fiction breaking battles. The book I'm working on right now, Beats from the Beyond, is about haunted beats. Funk City Chronicles is the first in the trilogy, so there's going to be a bunch more like that. And I don't know, having a pen name, a stage name is something that's just always been very integral to how I do art. And just how I express myself in general, like even when I was a teacher, right? When I'm up in front of the classroom, I'm not Sander, I'm Mr. Bregman, I'm the teacher. It's a performance, once again. And it's a very different type of performance. It's much more focused on education and youth empowerment and all that fun shit. But it's still performing in a way. So when I started up a writing career, Sandman was a very natural first name to use. And I figure Sandman Jones just kind of sounded cool. I think that was something a friend called me once in college, and I was just like, oh, that sounds cool. So Sandman Jones is what I go by on YouTube, and my books, on my Instagram, just in general. And I mean, the other factor playing into this is, to be honest, the Funk City Chronicles by Sander Bregman just doesn't sound as cool as the Funk City Chronicles by Sandman Jones. So that's kind of part of it. And I mean, another huge part is that dancing and writing are very connected, at least for me and for other people I know who do both. I want to give a huge shout out to Xavier Thomas, a anti-racism educator, dancer, writer, dope person overall. Goes by pronouns they, them, so those are the pronouns you'll hear me use. I was in a IG stream of theirs the other day, and they were talking about how writing and dancing both involve a very similar sense of vulnerability with yourself, and how both of these things are self-love. And it was just really inspiring, and kind of moved me to make this video where I just talk a little bit about this stuff. In the context of why I go by the name Sandman Jones, and just what writing really is to me, what it means to me, and just how it's all connected, because to me this stuff is just all integrated somehow. It doesn't make tons of sense to everyone else, but to me, writing and dancing use the same muscle, and I love it. It's fun. So I'll let y'all get going. Thank you for checking it out. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.